it's Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson, and welcome back. We've got a great video for you today about the Earth's crust, the Earth's mantle, the inner core, the outer core. We're going deep inside the Earth today, people. Okay, now I don't know if you have an alarm clock, maybe hit that snooze, maybe wake up from a dream because most of this stuff is dreaming. The scientific community give us this beautiful illustration. We've seen it many times in the classroom. How many people have seen this? Uh, how many? Right? You remember this? Oh, look at that. Look at all those beautiful layers they show us. Understand that the reality is no one's gone further than 8 miles into the Earth's crust. Yet they want us to believe, wow, it's got an inner core and an outer core, and this is what it looks like, and this is how thick it is, and blah, 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 blah. And that's all we hear from the scientism community. But let's read, shall we? The Earth's crust is an extremely thin layer of rock that makes up the outermost solid shell of our planet. In relative terms, its thickness is like that of a skin of an apple. It amounts to less than half of 1% of the planet's total mass, but plays a vital role in most of Earth's natural cycles. The crust can be thicker than 80 kilometers in some spots and less than 1 kilometer thick in others. Underneath it lies the mantle, a layer of silicate rock approximately 27,000 kilometers thick. The mantle accounts for the bulk of the Earth. Remember that, the mantle accounts for the bulk of the Earth. The crust is composed of many types of different rocks that fall within three main categories that scientism has given these three terms: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. However, most of these rocks originated as either granite or basalt. The mantle beneath is made of berenite, and the most common mineral of Earth is found in the deep mantle. Now, how does everyone know this? This is going to be the $60 million question. How do we know the Earth has a crust? We didn't know the Earth had a crust until the early 1900s. How convenient. Up until then, all we knew was that our planet wobbles in relation to the sky as if it had a large, dense core. Astronomical observations told us so. The astronomers told us so. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, he tells us a lot of things. Isn't he an astrophysicist? I'm an astrophysicist. That's me. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson. Then along came seismology that brought us the new type of evidence from below. So again, understand that they're saying that we know of all of these layers based on the fact that the planet wobbles in relation to the skies as if it had a large dense core. Okay? Remember, astronomical observations told us so based on all of the observations. This is how they're getting this to us. Maybe this? What the heck is that? Is that the Earth? No, it's a jawbreaker. Now, I wonder if someone, maybe they were loving candy, they were eating too many gobstoppers or jawbreakers, and this is where they came up with this concept. But this is what we get. And we continue to get all these diagrams. So beautiful. Isn't that just beautiful? We have no question marks, saying we're not quite sure. It's a theory. But no, we know 100%. Why? Well, yeah. How far have we drilled? Oh, yeah, that's right. We've only gone 8 miles. But it gets better, everyone. Earth's core is much hotter than previously thought, hotter than the surface of the sun. Okay? Now, for anyone who wants to look up the temperature of the sun, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's hot. Okay? Hot, hot, hot. You go out in the sun, we're supposedly 93 million miles away from the sun, is what they tell us. And yet they say that if we were a fraction closer to the sun, we would all melt. Okay? Let's just all agree on one thing. Okay? We can have our disagreements, okay? Because I know you're coming to the channel and you're seeing stuff and already you want to keyboard warrior me and just go, yeah, suck it, and all mad, right? Now listen, we can agree to disagree on things, we can have our disagreements, but let's all agree that the sun's pretty hot. Okay? We agree. They're saying now that getting into the Earth's core is much hotter than previously thought. It's hotter than the sun. Okay? Under a delicious combination of particle accelerators, X-rays, high-intensity lasers, diamonds, and iron atoms, scientists have worked out the inner core of the Earth is actually 6,000 degrees Celsius, some 1,000 degrees hotter than the previous scientific estimate. This means the core of our Earth is actually hotter than the surface of the sun. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you knew this, but you are standing on something that's hotter than the surface of the sun. This new data could generate repercussions in the fields of geophysics, seismology, all of these different ologies, and maybe even scientism itself. Oh, what are we going to do now? We don't know what the heck we're talking about. We change things from day to day. From the outside in, the Earth consists of the crust, which we're all standing on. Of course, we're standing on the Earth's crust. We didn't know that, though. We didn't know what we were standing on until the 1900s. Before that, we just believed we were standing on, well, I don't know what we were standing on, but we weren't on a crust because no one even knew what a crust was. But astronomical observations told us we have a crust. We have a mantle, an inner core, an outer core. Look at all this beautiful goodness down there. Look at that. Yeah, we look at the stars and we find that we have a crust, an upper mantle, mantle, outer core, and inner core. Someone please do the singing. Let me not do the singing because I'm not a singer. So maybe we could have ODD do a nice hip hop song on the mantle, on the earth, and just break it down for us. But let's get back to the article, shall we? Again, we're getting into these crazy, crazy, crazy temperatures. Now we're getting into kilometers, we're getting into miles, we're getting into all these things. But again, this is very, very deep down. Again, newsflash, everyone. The furthest that man has ever drilled is what? Let's take a look, shall we? Because people will say, I don't really believe you. You're telling me that you only went 8 miles or something like 15 kilometers? I don't know. You're just saying that. You're just a YouTuber. How do I know for sure that you're telling me the truth? Well, let's take a look because the furthest drilling was done by a Russian project, okay, in the Kola Peninsula during the 1980s, okay? Here's the record, reaching 12 kilometers into the Earth's crust. 12 kilometers is the furthest, or around 8 miles. But again, this is what we're talking about, and yet this is what we keep saying. Hello, look at all that stuff. How do they know? Their drill bits melt and they get destroyed, and they have no clue. And the furthest that any of our technology or anyone's ever been able to drill is 8 miles. Okay, 8 miles. 8 miles. Keep saying that. Just say it over and over and over so it registers how ridiculous all of this is. Ridiculous, 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 all ridiculous. But wait a minute. You love space and you love astronomy. Therefore, it's not ridiculous. I understand. I understand. You like the astronomical, observations that gave us this. Before, we really understood the universe. We couldn't even understand our Earth. And this is what we're getting because, again, we're a planet. We're like everything else we see in the sky. That's what scientism tells us. Let me just tell you this one thing, just to make it very clear. The Earth is unlike anything else you see in the sky. The Earth is not a planet. It is not a sun. It is not a moon. It is Earth. Okay? Let's just stop right there. Think about that. It might be hard for you. How come everything in the sky is round, therefore we must be round? Really? I understand. And a lot of people would have the same, type of response. But just start to think outside. Think of the way the Bible taught. Think of God creating the pinnacle of all creation and creating everything for it. For example, the sun, moon, and stars were created for the earth. They were created for times and seasons and all these things that we see. Understand that the earth was created before the sun, moon, and stars. The sun, moon, and stars revolve around the earth. The earth is the center point. It is the pinnacle of creation. It is unique. It is remarkable. It is incredible. And it is vastly different than anything you see in the sky. First of all, looking in the sky, we've been told that these are planets. Planets is relatively a new term. They, for many, many, many years, were called the wandering stars. Okay? The wandering stars is what we're seeing. And most, zoom lenses or telescopes or these type of things, we see lights in the sky. We see pulsating lights. Why do you see twinkle, twinkle, little star? I wonder what you are. Again, because they twinkle. Do you see the sun twinkling? We've been told that all the stars are suns. I'm sorry, but I've never seen the sun twinkle like a star. Oh, that's because they're 18 trillion light years away, and you can't see the twinkle because the twinkle would take 4 billion light years to get to your eyes, and it exploded, and that star died before the twinkle could get in your retina and into your brain, and thermodynamics and astrophysicists tell us so. Therefore, the Earth has a mantle, and it has a crust, and we're standing on it. This is what we say. Trust us, we would never lie to you. This is what we hear. I'm sick and tired of it. Now we're going into more nonsense because nonsense has to be laughed at, ridiculed. They want to laugh and call us names. Let's maybe look the other direction and say, wait a minute. You're going to laugh at us when we're trying to investigate, we're trying to use the scientific method, we're trying to use the application, of observing and testing, repeating, all these things that the scientific method has brought out. We're trying to understand our world instead of just ridiculous theories based on the fact of seeing the movement of the stars or looking into the universe to understand that we're standing on a crust. But anyways, I'm going into the fact of when you research into digging into the earth, I'm telling you, it gets so hot that everything just melts. Okay? They're not going anything further. But again, they want us to believe, just like they want us to believe that they're going to the sun and they're going to Mars in 2030. I think it's 2033. Well, Japan just so happens to have a plan of their own. Few things get us more excited than seeing a fake picture of a ball Earth from NASA. Oh, sorry. I got carried away there. That's not the article. The article, few things get us more excited than audacious research projects that also sound like potential blackmail plots from the old James Bond movie. Ooh, this should be good. What's this called? Japan has plans to drill through the Earth's crust and reach the mantle. For everyone that hasn't paid attention or you're just joining us right now, let's look at the Earth's mantle, shall we? Bing! There you go. There's the Earth's mantle. Hopefully you can see that, but there's the Earth's mantle. Here's the crust. Drilling into it, they've gone a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent into that. Everything melts and burns up, and that's it. But yet they're going now to here. Let's find out. Just when we read before that they found out that the Earth is hotter than the sun. So let's see how they're going to do that. Let's go down here and fortunately a new venture from the scientists at the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology hits both checkpoints with flying colors. All right, Japan, way to go! It is planned to be the first firm in history to successfully drill down into Earth's mantle, referring to the molten rock center that lurks just beneath the planet's outer crust. To put that in perspective, the mantle makes up about 80% of the Earth's entire mass. Should all going according to plan. That's if we can actually even do this. Oh, hopefully we can get lots of taxpayer money from the Japanese population. Hopefully they buy into this nonsense and we can make maybe a couple billion on this project. The researchers will find out more about the formation of our planet and the materials which form the mantle, which are still unknown to us. Yeah, they're unknown to us. They're unknown. Of course, they're unknown. No one's ever seen it, but yet we see the diagram. Everyone, kids, gather around. We're going to teach you about the Earth. That's exactly the mantle. That's exactly the makeup. That's the temperature. We know it's this exact perfect. I mean, you can get into the full rings. Sometimes when you bring in, full diagrams, you can get into it very in depth. That it will show you actually all the sediment layers. It will show you all the different varying degrees as far as how far each of these sets are apart. I mean, they have this scaled right down. I really sometimes think I'm looking at a jawbreaker or a gobstopper, but no, they give us this, right? Maybe because kids like gobstoppers, they like candy. So yeah, they'll gobble this right up. I'm gobbling up the Earth's crust and mantle. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been to a science museum, but I'm thinking, I don't want to give away ideas, but heck, why don't they come out with the new gobstopper, Earth's mantle and crust gobstoppers? Yeah, bite into Earth and be part of nature. But no, they haven't gone that far yet. But hey, after this video goes viral, yeah, they'll be like, why didn't we think of that? That's a great idea. People can like bite in and learn science at the same time. I'm chewing candy and learning science. Look, I just ate the inner core. Ooh, bee, it's hot. Spicy center. Anyways, I'm sorry I'm getting carried away today. Let's keep continuing on with this nonsense. Should all go according to plan. They're going to find out. Okay, at present, there are three different potential drilling sites in the running. Okay, oh, one in the Pacific Ocean, there's one in Hawaii, and the other one. Oh, look at this. They're going another 3.7 miles straight down to reach the mantle. Okay, it's the biggest drilling ship of our science area, so the drilling capacity is 3 times longer and deeper than previous researchers. There's still a while to wait, though. However, since the project isn't expected to commence until 2030. Oh, what's taking so long? The article really doesn't go in why they got to wait that long. Maybe a Kickstarter would help. But it says prior to that, the researchers need to work out a few technical details they will face. Oh, we got to work something out. We got to get 60 billion yen, but 540 million. We can do it. Oh, you know what? This was a great idea. We watched NASA. We even helped NASA by putting a picture of NASA in there just to show people that we're like NASA. Give us your money. Taxpayers, they'll pay for this drilling. They'll pay for us to go really deep, deeper than man has ever gone before. Deeper in the imagination that man has never gone before is what's going on. So rather than going into science fiction, into the universe, they're going science fiction into the crust. And this is ridiculous because, they want to do this again 2030, 2033. We got the other articles that I've done that I've talked about. They love the number 33. That I believe is when they're going to Mars. They have the date set now. And you're kind of like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't we going in maybe 3 years, 4 years? 2030. Okay. It's a long ways off. But again, guys, they got to raise 60 billion yen. All right. You understand, right? You understand it's going to cost us money. Where are we getting that money? So I'm not sure if this Kickstarter, if they're going to do that, might help them a little bit. Hopefully, if we see a Kickstarter started for this, please go in, comment, talk about how ridiculous it is. Maybe we need to reach out to Japan and tell them that this is just nonsense. And no, nothing is going to happen. They're not getting down. It is too hot. It is not as hot as the surface of the sun. More nonsense from scientism. It's just continual, continual, continual. They tell us exactly what to believe, and yet you read an article like this where they say they have no clue, they can't get there till 2033, and that's only if they, steal a bunch of people's money to do it. And then again, how do you verify that? They'll just be like, "Yep, we did it. Look, we got a data reading. Yeah, oh, yeah, there's no evidence. We told you we did it. Yeah, look at our CGI. Look at our and now look at that beautiful NASA CGI image of the Earth. Isn't that beautiful? But again, they'll show us the mantle. And again, hopefully it's better than these cartoon drawings. But again, it won't be much better than these cartoon drawings. It will be more nonsense telling us that the universe is teaching us about life. The universe is teaching us about our world, that indeed we are just another spinning planet in the vast universe of billions and trillions of other planets. We're not special. We're not unique. We tell you so. Believe us. You don't want to believe us, then hey, stay away from anything that is going to bring education and wealth and knowledge to the world, and be stupid and continue on with your ignorance and be a science denier. But in reality, we're all scientism deniers because, again, we got to call out nonsense like this, the inner core, outer core, mantle. We're going to go there. We need 60 billion yen. It's the same garbage as NASA showing us this nonsense, detecting planets, trillions of light years away. Their stupid Hubble telescope that is just imaginary. It sees, billions of light years away, or just ridiculous figures. Use your mind, use your head. We don't have lenses that can see that far. We detected gravity waves, not only, 4 billion light years away, but 4 billion years ago. I mean, they're detecting waves in the past. If you honestly believe that's science, well, you better look up the definition. Let's continue exposing the world's lies. Celebrate truth. Blessings. Until next time. mantle. Now, how does everyone know this? This is going to be the $60 million question. How do we know the Earth has a crust? We didn't know the Earth had a crust until the early 1900s. How convenient. Up until then, all we knew was that our planet wobbles in relation to the sky as if it had a large, dense core. Astronomical observations told us so. The astronomers told us so, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. He tells us a lot of things. Kilometers thick. The mantle accounts for the bulk of the Earth. Now remember that. The mantle accounts for the bulk of the Earth. The crust is composed of many types of different rocks that fall within three main categories that scientism has given these three terms: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Sorry, sedimentary. However, most of these rocks originated as either granite or basalt. The mantle beneath is made of pyrrhotite, and the most common mineral of Earth is found in the deep crust. Is an extremely thin layer of rock that makes up the outermost solid shell of our planet. In relative terms, its thickness is like that of a skin of an apple. It amounts to less than half of 1% of the planet's total mass, but plays a vital role in most of Earth's natural cycles. The crust can be thicker than 80 kilometers in some spots and less than 1 kilometer thick in others. Underneath it lies the mantle, a layer of silicate rock approximately 27,000. Seen it many times in the classroom. How many people have seen this? How many? Right? You remember this? Oh, look at that. Look at all those beautiful layers they show us. Understand that the reality is no one's gone further than 8 miles into the Earth's crust. Yet they want us to believe, wow, it's got an inner core and an outer core, and this is what it looks like, and this is how thick it is, and blah, 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 blah. And that's all we hear from the scientism community. But let's read, shall we? The Earth's crust. Hey, it's Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson, and welcome back. We've got a great video for you today about the Earth's crust, the Earth's mantle, the inner core, the outer core. We're going deep inside the Earth today, people. Okay, now, I don't know if you have an alarm clock, maybe hit that snooze, maybe wake up from a dream because most of this stuff is dreaming. The scientists and community give us this beautiful illustration.